Famcast Media, bitch.
Well, demons and demonesses, we got another situation on our hands. Good afternoon, demons and demonesses. Well, I got some pretty shocking news about another band member. This one is about the newfound glory guitarist, well, former newfound glory guitarist, Steve Klein. And apparently he's caught in a bit of a very disgusting scandal. Now, I have a lot to speak about this. The article's pretty long, so, guys, better strap yourselves up for this. Now, originally this was sent to me by D. Rotten From the Dungeon podcast. Only reason why I didn't immediately jump on this is because, you know, I was waiting for a little bit more evidence to be released. Apparently there is a long statement that has been released by Steve Klein, so want to hear his side of the story and also read, you know, some of the report as well. So, strap yourself up, grab yourself something to drink, because this is going to be quite a read. Now, the title reads, former newfound glory guitarist Steve Klein convicted of indecent exposure. Now, before I think the title was different. I think it was like something about something involving child exploitation, but I think, like I said, new evidence has been released. There's been new statements that have been released. So, like I said, I'm just going to read through this with you guys. Musician Steve Klein, a former member of the pop-punk act Newfound Glory, has been convicted of indecent exposure in a California child pornography case. The final plea stemmed from 7 charges of sex crimes against minors in which Steve Klein found himself embroiled in 2014. The guitarist and songwriter parted ways with the band back then, but the case itself has stalled for over 6 years. Last month, however, Klein reached an agreement in San Luis Obispo Superior Court, pled guilty to felony indecent exposure, with the remaining charges dismissed, the San Luis Obispo Tribune reported. He'll have to register as a sex offender for at least 10 years. In the plea deal, the charges dropped against the 41-year-old Klein included 5 felony counts of lewd acts on a child, 1 count of contact with intent to commit a sex offense, and another of child pornography possession. The original allegations against Klein arose from sexual video chat room recordings involving underage girls found on a hard drive at the musician's home. Those screenshot recordings were of two-way video calls. Explicit footage of Klein allegedly exposing himself on the video chat website Omegle was played at hearing in 2014. At that time, an expert witness for the prosecution, Dr. Nisha Abdul-Kader, testified that the 2 females on the other end of the call were likely between 9 and 16 years old. That's fucking disgusting. Based on their physical traits. That same year, Newfound Glory released a statement explaining their reaction to Klein's legal battles. Steve made us aware of possible allegations that might be made against him. They said, not knowing all the details, we made the decision to part ways in order for him to deal with these personal issues. The band initially announced its split with Klein in December of 2013. Also in 2014, a legal representative of Klein, Deborah White, remarked that people are quick to assume that if a person is charged with a crime, they are also guilty as charged. All charges against Steve are derived solely from online consensual video chats between Steve and some female strangers he met on an adult website. Steve believed the females were over the age of 18. Klein won't serve any jail time as part of the plea, but he's been committed to 2 years of probation if the musician completes probation for 1 year. However, the felony conviction will drop to a misdemeanor and the probationary period will end. Klein's attorney, Ian Funk Belu, explained. The guitarist lived in Atascadero, California at the time the charges were brought against him. No physical contact occurred with the victims. Prosecutors alleged, and they were never identified by investigators. The ex-New Found Glory member played a large part in forming the Florida-based outfit's early sound. Along with their singer Jordan Pundit Klein, wrote the bulk of the band's 1999 debut, Nothing Gold Can Say. Klein later produced other punk-minded acts such as Man Overboard. Klein released the following statement regarding his case. Now, this is going to be long, so sit tight. I have a lot to discuss, and I hope you take time to read it all. But I address the biggest issue first. You know what? I'm not even going to read this whole thing because, you know, it just goes on and on for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is like a 13-page statement right here. So I didn't even, I knew this was long, but I had no idea it was like what? I've already went through like at least 9 pages. So this is like a 23-page statement. So if you guys want to read it, the full statement is on Loudwire. I think he also released it on several other, you know, journalistic websites. But my thing is this. We all know that Omegle is not really like an adult website, and it's not really, you know, it's not commonly used for sexting. You know, it's a site where, you know, you just go and talk to random strangers, you know, you meet random people. Some people, you know, will stream themselves talking on Omegle to, you know, random people. And, you know, sometimes it can be funny. Sometimes, you know, it could be a little bit creepy. Not creepy as in sexual, but creepy as in more bizarre. People will sometimes dress up as, like, you know, goofy characters, or, you know, they might sit in a dark room with, like, a hood on, with fake blood on their face and shit like that. You know, just to get a reaction out of people. All right, some people will even use like their voice acting skills, pretend to be characters from video games and whatnot. You know, it's funny. You know, I used to watch videos like that. But, you know, knowing that this site isn't adult oriented, why the fuck are you like posing naked? I mean, kids do end up winding up on Omegle. I know this for a fact because, you know, there's been several, you know, Vines and TikToks. I don't even know why I'm saying Vine. That site has been dead for God knows how long. But yeah, TikTok videos, short viral videos of, you know, kids, you know, saying funny stuff on Omegle. There was this one video of, like, these 2 little girls yelling at like a Trump supporter or something like that. It's a pretty strange video, to say the least.
Oh, you fucking you're say it with me. Dumbass homophobic ass bitch.
But either way, there are websites. I mean, if you want to expose yourself naked and do some shit like that, there's websites out there for that. Why the hell are you using Omegle? I mean, this is just stupid. And the fact that, you know, he's going on and on about his marriage and this and that and the other, and it seems pretty off topic. I don't mean to, you know, accuse this guy, because like I said, I'm not a police officer, I'm not involved in law enforcement. This guy seems rather guilty, and considering the trend with, you know, a lot of pop punk musicians, you know, being charged with, you know, I guess you could say, not just indecent exposure, but with, you know, child pornography charges with Austin Jones, with, you know, Davi Vanity, or whatever the hell this guy's name is. This is actually an ongoing problem within, you know, the pop punk community. Not so much with, you know, the fans, but more so with these musicians. Because a lot of these musicians are like, you know what, they have lots of good talent, but they have like this dark lust like deep inside. And they know that a lot of the people that listen to pop punk are, you know, teenagers, young kids, and whatnot. So they use their fame and whatever influence they have to get close with these kids and then take advantage of them. And that's not right. You know, it's absolutely disgusting. And it's happened, like I said, happened quite a few times before. Like I said, one of the most famous ones that we all well know is the case of Austin Jones. You know, he was a pop punk YouTuber. You know, he would do covers of other pop punk songs, and he was, you know, secretly sending messages to people and, you know, producing child pornography. And then, you know, he claims he was doing it for his own personal use, but I have reason to believe he probably might have been sending those videos out to other people, because that's what these sick fucks do. And to be honest with you, they're being too lenient on this guy. I mean, that's one of the things I don't understand, why they're giving him probation. I think they should continue on with the investigation, find out what exactly he was doing with these videos. And another thing that they should do is that they should literally throw the book at this guy. Because, you know, you literally have in some states, even in California, for example, you literally have prisoners that are serving life sentences for smoking a joint. A joint. But yet this guy gets probation for, you know, recording himself naked. And he wants to go with the argument, oh, well, the Tanner scale is this and this and that and the other. No, take responsibility for your own fucking actions. You're an adult. You were going through marital problems. Instead of going on an adult website and, you know, getting off to that, whether it be Chatterbait, whether you be Pornhub. I know Pornhub, the quality of content on Pornhub has gone down. Whether it be OnlyFans, whether it be ManyVids, whether it be whatever adult website out there. There's plenty of adult websites where you can, you know, pay a decent amount of money and you can, you know, get a girl to do whatever you want to do on camera for you. You know, for the right price, a sex worker would have no problem with you exposing yourself to them. Like I said, but for the right price, I might add. Don't be cheap about it. You know, sex work is real work. That's something I believe in. That's something that I'll always stand for. But, you know, to go on a website, Omegle, which isn't an adult website, which isn't sexually oriented, and to expose yourself, knowing that there's a risk, knowing for a fact the person on the other end of that camera isn't an adult. Why would you do that? That's stupidity on your part. That was a stupid thing for you to make, Steve. And you know what? I think you should have to pay the price for it. Now, 10 years on the sex offender registry, I don't know if that's going to be enough. I don't know what type of restrictions this guy is going to have, because like I said, I'm not from California. I'm not sure how the law works there. But he should have known better. He should have known better. Anybody with a decent head on their shoulders would be like, you know what? I'm not going to expose myself on camera. Now it's one thing if, you know, you're producing, you know, an adult film. There's one thing. It's a different thing if you want to, you know, produce something for OnlyFans or ManyVids, because those sites, you know, those sites do a really good job at vetting out who's, you know, going on them. You know, you have to have a credit card. Sometimes you have to put in, you know, other personal information that adults will usually use, or, you know, credentials that an adult would usually have. So this is just utter laziness on his part. And, you know, the fact that he wants to bring up his marriage and this and that and the other, that's off topic. The problems you have with your marriage, there's really no excuse for you to do what you did on Omegle. It's just like I said, poor excuse, poor reasoning. It's just a way for him to try and persuade people to have some sympathy for him. Because this is the same shit that Austin Jones did many years ago when he was first exposed for it. And he was like, oh, I'm going through this, I'm going through a tough time in my life, this and that and the other. And what happens? Years later, he was caught doing the same fucking thing. Now, like I said, he took the plea deal. I really wish he could have gotten, you know, jail time for. But let's say, for the sake of things, that he is innocent. Let's say he really didn't mean any harm when he did this. That was really fucking stupid of him. That was really fucking stupid. You know, he was too busy thinking with the wrong head. And I know that's kind of a bad pun to make for this type of video, but either way, it's really fucked up. Who knows how many people he did this to, and the fact that, you know, he recorded all of this, that it was wrong for him to do that. Like I said, there's many other websites where you could have done that, and there would have been no issue. So, made a stupid decision, and now you gotta fucking live with it, alright? But that's pretty much all I have to say about this. And as for Steve Klein, well, you're gonna have a tough time in the music industry. Looks like your musical career is gonna be over for a very, very long time. But that's it, demons and demonesses. If you guys, like I said, if you guys ever feel like you're going through this shit that Steve Klein is going through, especially with marriage problems, or, if you feel like you're the type of person that needs to, do something like that, make sure you do it on an adult website. Alright? Don't do it on a public website. Don't do it on a website where, there's kids that manage to sneak themselves on. Keep adult content on adult websites only. Do not expose kids to that. Because if you do, you'll end up in the same situation that Klein is in. And if you play a stupid game, you're going to win a stupid prize. But that's all I have to say. You guys stay safe, stay metal, hail Satan, and I'll catch you guys later.